came back home after a tiring day at work, I took a deep sigh and throwing my bag on the sofa in the living room, I took off my mustard overcoat and sat on the chair, resting my back on it. A groan left my mouth when I heard a bell on the door. I walked to the main door with a foot stomping. Opening the door, my jaw dropped while eyes widened. It was my landlord. If I be honest, no one knocks at my door except her. It was at the end of the month, so I knew she came here to get a rent. You stay here, I'll get your money in few seconds, I said, and giving her a cheeky smile, I walked a few steps. Wait, I didn't come here for rent. My purpose of visiting here is that you will have to vacate my property within 1 week, she said in a cold tone. Vacate? But why? Don't I pay you rent on time? I asked about panicking. I had to panic because I have been living in this house since my father passed away. The rent was also quite affordable, but why all of a sudden she asked me to vacate her property? I knew how difficult it is to find an affordable and spick and span house in Seoul. My job as a typewriter not pay me enough to find another house at meager amount. My job is demanding as I have to work until 9 o'clock at night, but still I can barely fulfill my daily needs. And if I lost this house, then I knew my life would be a disaster. Whenever I encounter any difficulty, I remember that lady, my mom, who left my father and me for another man. I'll never be able to forgive her, not in this lifetime. While I was thinking so, that old lady interrupted my thoughts. I know that you have been living in this house since you were a child, but I can't do anything. You will have to leave this place, as I have sold it to the person who wants to make a large plaza here. So you have a whole 1 week to vacate it, she said, looking at you sympathetically. I remained quiet and nodding in yes. I locked the door and came back into the living room. I plopped down on the sofa with teary eyes. I still can't forget the day when I saw my father sobbing heavily, sitting on a dark wooden chair. I extremely shattered into pieces when I walked to the front door after playing with my friends. I found my dad crying and sobbing heavily while putting his both hands on his head. I called him slowly with teary eyes and he looked up trying to pretend he was okay. I was 7 at that time and I had not enough brain to figure out that he was sad. I called his name one more time and he then held my right hand and put me in his lap. He mumbled something while crying, but I couldn't get it. With teary eyes, I wiped off his never-ending tears and searched for my mom in the living room, but she was not home. I quickly got up and went to the kitchen and then upstairs to my parents' room. I called for her loudly while running around the house barefooted. I searched around every bedroom, wardrobe, bathroom, even under the bed with the hope that mom would be playing hide and seek, but I couldn't find her. Sobbing heavily, I came back to my father and told him that she was not home. My dad looked at me and kissing my forehead, he told me that my mom has left us both. First I didn't get it, after all, I was a kid. I thought my mom died, but as soon as I grew, I came to know that she never died, but she left my dad for another man. How one could be so cruel to her own daughter and husband who spent his whole life to give us better lifestyle. I doubt that if she was actually my mom or someone else. A stranger or my own mom, who once told me that she loved me the most in this whole world. People and their promises, I laugh every time when I see someone showing care to me. I had no friend throughout my academic year because I stopped trusting people after the tragedy I had to go through. My dad got severely sick after my mom left us. Day by day his condition was getting worse, and then a day came when he left alone. It was 3 years ago. Well, through my resources I came to know that currently my mom is living with the most successful businessman in Korea. It really makes me scoff thinking that he is her 7th boyfriend. Like seriously 7th, well, I shouldn't be that much surprised. If a woman like her who left her own daughter, why he would stay with the same person for so long? This time she has for sure trapped a big fish, Jeon Jungkook, whose name is enough to make someone feel butterflies in their tummy. He's dating my mom. God knows what magic or power this lady owns, but a person like Jungkook, admirers are everywhere, girls are just crazy for him. What he saw in my mom. Currently she is living in his big sprawling mansion. Jungkook is a very younger than my mother. Handsome, charismatic, and above all rich, which was surely cherry on top for my mom to date him. Suddenly my mobile phone beeped, showing the notification. I lifted up from the table and clicked on the notification which said, "If you are searching for a job, don't forget to appear at LXT company." The message said, and there was also a photo sent with that message. I clicked on it and it was one of the biggest companies in Seoul. I couldn't believe my eyes as I rubbed them and then again click on the notification. It was true. I was not dreaming. I urged to dump on the couch. Arthur spoke. You got up and yawning happily. You took a shower and then jumped into a white t-shirt with a black pant. Leaving your hair straight, you applied a light makeup on your face and then walked to the downstairs after checking your mobile phone, ID card and earphones in your bag. You were standing in front of the huge building of the company, glancing at your wristwatch. You took a deep breath and entered in. I hope I'll get this job, you thought to yourself and looked around the company. It was an extravagant company and had a decent waiting area. You then looked at the reception where a girl around 25 was standing and tapping her sharp nails on the counter. While sweating heavily, you walked to the counter and saying hello to a lady, you bowed at her. I was called here for a job. If you don't mind, can you please help me to research the CEO's cabin? You asked with big nervousness. This lady looked at you from head to toe and then putting the pen between her teeth, she spoke out. Your name? She asked. My name is Lee Yan, you said nervously. The lady nodded and looked up to see behind you. So there is the CEO of LXT company, you can talk to her, she said, bowing down at the person behind you. Her, you said to yourself and looked behind. Your feet frozen on the ground when you saw a familiar woman. The one who left you alone, the one you torn into millions of small pieces, the one whom you hate the most. Your mom. It was not all difficult for you to recognize your mother as you have seen her Instagram account where she posts different pictures of her luxurious life. While you and your dad were struggling, your mom was living her best life. Your eyes filled with water as you saw her grinning at you. Mayan, my dear daughter, you don't know how much I missed you, she said, leaning closer to you for a hug. You looked at her in disbelief and gestured her to stay away from you. Don't deprive me of this hug, dear. I love you, Mayan, a lot. Mama won't let his daughter go away from her anymore, she said, wiping her tears. I don't know who the hell are you, so you better stay away from me, you said loudly as tears escaped from your eyes. Saying that, you started walking outside the office, but soon your feet stopped when she yelled out. Where will you go to the house from where you will be cooked out within a week, or will you roam around the Seoul streets? She said loudly. You shut your eyes in disbelief and started walking out, but soon you had to look back when you heard that loud bang on the door. Your mom had fainted and was laying on the floor like a statue. Your eyes widened and legs started to tremble because you still remember the day when your father died after getting fainted. It really had bad impact on your health. Now you couldn't see your mom dying like this in front of your eyes. Though she was bad, you hate her, but still she was your mom. That's why you had soft corner for her. With teary eyes, you took long steady steps back to your room and reaching her, bent down on your knees while crying heavily. Mom, get up, I won't let you go. Mom, please get up. Vayani will get mad if you leave me. Please, someone call ambulance. These were the same words you said to your dad while crying heavily. You didn't even realize that it was your mom who betrayed you. Your dad's death had some severe effect on your mind. You got up panicking and looked around to search for a water bottle. You glanced at the reception and grabbing a water bottle, you rushed back to your mom. Dropping some water on her face, you put her both hands on her cheeks and started to move her. Finally, your mom regained the consciousness as she looked at you with a smile and holding your hand, she said, "Mayan, don't leave me," she said and gently rubbed your hand. You couldn't deny and got agreed to go with her in Jungkook mansion. I was in my mom's room, sitting on her huge king-size bed while she was laying there. I don't know why I agreed to come with her. I don't like when my emotions win over my rage. But after seeing her in that condition, I was completely numb. How else I could react when the same tragedy had happened to my dad years ago? While I was thinking so, I heard a very melodious voice from behind. Someone entered the room with long steady steps. I turned my face and got startled seeing my stepdad in person. He was breathtakingly handsome. My eyes stuck on him and soon I started imagining myself. I know it's wrong, but how one can stop to not fall for this man? I'm sure no one can. My eyes met his, but soon I broke the contact, thinking that it's weird. "Baby, what happened?" he asked politely, sitting beside her. "I'm fine, Cook, don't worry," she said, reassuring him. "But I hear that you got fainted in your company," he said to my mom. But why he is staring at me? I could feel that my face was turning into a fresh strawberry as I caught him staring at me more often. "Why, and come here, dear," my mom said, gesturing me to hug. I looked at her unknowingly because she was fine now and couldn't behave so nicely to her anymore. I forget that dark past of my life. "Don't expect anything else from me. I just help you out of kindness, so don't dare to show your fake concern," I yelled out, looking at her with teary eyes. But when it was a pause, "I had my own issues," she said, looking at me. I let her scoff, looking at her. "Seriously, you were enjoying your life when we were struggling and crying. Right now you are having best life with CEO, who I don't know why I want to be with you," I said, looking at my stepdad. Jungkook raised his eyebrows, looking at me with his dark eyes, but I looked around and then rushed downstairs. An hour passed while I was sitting on the couch, crying like a baby, but suddenly a thumbs of someone twitched in your ear. You looked up and found Jungkook staring at you. Closing your eyes, you wiped off your tears, sat beside you and tucked a separate strand of your hair behind your ear. You looked at him while raising heartbeat, but he gave you a warm smile in return. "Hey, why you came here? Why you were crying? I don't know why you hate your mom, but I can't understand. There must be a solid reason behind it," he said while his eyes showing only concern for you. "I want to ask you something. Can I?" you asked, looking into his eyes. "Yeah, of course, you can ask me anything," he said, turning his head to you. "Why you married my mom? I mean, you are successful, handsome, rich. You could marry to any woman, beautiful and rich. Then why you chose her?" you asked, desperately wanting to know his answer. He remained quiet for a moment and then, leaning a little closer to you, let out a chuckle, staring into your eyes. "Did you call me handsome right now?" he asked, scanning your look. You looked at him nervously and dragged yourself a little back to maintain some distance, as you were afraid that he would hear your heartbeat if you stayed this much closer to him. "Hey, don't beat around the bush. Tell me why you married my mom. She's way older than you. I don't know what exactly is so captivating about her. Well, it's definitely not her personality." Jungkook put his hand on his mouth and then couldn't help but burst into a laughter. "I never thought that you loved mom this much. Well, for me, age is just a number. Honestly, I love your mom because she has a beautiful daughter," he said, biting. You couldn't get his meaning as you frowned, looking at him. "What does that mean?" you asked confusingly. "Don't worry, you will get it soon." After that, there was a complete silence in the living room as he kept looking at you and you kept playing with your hands, feeling shy. "You look beautiful when you are shy," he said, leaning closer. "How he knows that I am feeling shy," you thought to yourself. His compliment caught you off guard. There was nothing in his tone. Deeper, something so deeper that your whole body heated up. His husky voice was making you feel down on knees for him. Your heart was beating faster, and you were stealing glances at him, trying to depict his intentions. You shifted nervously on the couch, but suddenly you felt a warm hand on Whatever you felt your past, just forget it. Your bright future is waiting for you. Your stepdad said gently. You felt a flutter in your stomach by his gentle touch. You didn't know why he was saying like that or trying to get closer to you. You didn't know how to react, so you remained silent until your mom called for Jungkook. He stared at you for a while and then went upstairs, leaving you dumbfounded behind. After some time, you got up from the couch as you were feeling tired. Your mom was upstairs, right beside your dad's room. Reaching upstairs, you glanced at the door, which was creaked open. Before you stepped into your room, you heard some noise coming from Jungkook's bedroom. Slowly tiptoed into their room. I know you have given me enough money. I own electricity company because of you. Now as you have got in, I need some more money to live for Paris forever. Trust me, I won't disturb you after that. Your mom was pleading to him. Do you own a heart? Even you left your daughter when she was a child, when she needed you the most, but you just stayed behind money. Still, you want money only. You have nothing to do with your own daughter. If you weren't Vian's mother and you didn't help me to get Vian here, I swear I would have got you a very good lesson. Get lost in few days. Vian doesn't deserve a mom like you. I'll take good care of her and not let her cry anymore. And I will send money in your account as soon as possible, he yelled at her. You felt your feet on the ground after hearing that you started crying, but you didn't want to show them that you heard everything as you slowly left for your room. You were shattered badly because you thought that your mom has been changed throughout these years, but she didn't. She was not a good person, still she had to run behind money. After yelling at Mayan's mom, I sat on the chair and soon I started to blush with the thought of Yin. She looks so beautiful and innocent when she is shy. That rosy blush on her cheeks make me go crazy about her. Well, I know Vian from last few months. When I saw her in the bakery or walking in a dark street at night, a small cafe around her house, where she usually goes, I laid my eyes on her every moment. In other words, I stalked her. Later I came to know about her selfish mom. I contacted her and signed a deal where she will help me to get Vian and I'll give her a lot of money. Well, that old mafia business of mine which compels me to do these kind of things. I didn't know how to get wine, so I involved her mom in all this process, and now I'm so happy that wine is living in my house. I don't know how I will tell her that I'm not her stepdad, but I had to pretend to. Right now I'm just thinking about wine. Time skipped to the morning. You walked downstairs in your comfortable night pajamas. The sizzle of bacon filled the air. You slowly walked to the kitchen and you had to gulp down for what you saw right now. Rubbing your eyes, you swallowed hard as Jungkook was flipping the bacon. He looked at you with a smile, wiping his hand with a small towel in his hand on his shoulder. Good morning, he said. Morning, you said, pulling yourself up on the counter chair. I hope you had a great sleep here. Come, I will serve you breakfast first, he said, dishing you out the bacon. You nodded shyly and walked behind him to the dining table. After 5 minutes, you both had your breakfast. As you got up to the empty plates on the counter, but Jungkook snatched them from your hands, placing them on the counter. You only deserve rest, little angel. I don't want to see you doing any house chores. Okay, he said, caressing your cheeks. Your heartbeat got faster by his gentle touch. I shyly pushed him away and rushed to your room. The clock on your nightstand showed 7 o'clock in the evening. Your mom was still on work in her electricity company. You were laying on the bed when you feel your mom's door creaked open. You looked up and saw Jungkook standing beside the room, giving you a weird stare. I thought you were feeling bored, so I came here, he said, looking at you nervously. Oh, please come in, you said, sitting on the bed. Jungkook nodded with a smile and walking towards the bed, he sat beside you with a blushing face. There was an awkward silence in the room. Oh, I was just, he left the sentence awkwardly. You let out a chuckle looking at him and then pulled him closer. Shyness doesn't suit you, he said, his eyes widened in shock as he looked at you, giving you a confused look. Oh, come on, I know everything, so put off this mask of innocency from your face, you said with a smirk. You know what? He asked, confused. gave a chuckle and then told him everything, which made him stunned. I love you, trust me. I was about to tell you, please don't leave me. But you cut him off by putting him in disbelief. But I kept my feelings hid as I thought it was weird to tell you, but now as I know everything, I want to tell you that it's true after my dad, whom I love. You said staring into his eyes. Jungkook remained quiet and making fall on the bed. I won't tell you how much I love you, he said with a playful smirk, and then, oh my god, he said looking at the clock.